Yeah, so how I get through a panic attack, and actually I'm going to read you what I wrote with one I had, I believe it was last week, I can't remember. I've had two in recent days. So I wrote this, I haven't read it, so let's see what I wrote. But this is generally how I write to myself. And it did come in two parts. So we start with just the first few words. Anyways, panic in the city right now. And then actually I went away and did some stuff, which I'll tell you about after. And I came back. I don't know what the timing of this is. I came back and wrote the rest of this. So what I wrote is this: I am well, I am well, my sweet Mange, my sweet, sweet girl. We're okay, we're okay. Well done you. That was so, so, so hard, and you did so well. Pain knocked, not physical, but I know, my love, it felt so strong, it hurt. Well done, well done, well done. You saw your triggers. They are there solely as a figment of your imagination for you to allow this pain to come up. Well done, my sweet girl, for dancing with pain, for singing to and with it, for nourishing it with water instead of anything else, for playing guitar to pain. How do you feel now? Perfect. So very tired, but I feel very much at ease. I asked for this wave. I asked for it. I only ever ask for what I am ready. It was really hard. The abandonment, neglect, rejection surfaced again. And yet, darling girl, you treated them graciously, did you not? Aye. Synchronistic was the timing of Dad's message. And then speaking with him and then Mum, my dear sweet Mum, also came on the phone. She who did her best with my baby, my child, with my baby, child, teenage self. Her sweet voice and I love you too, uncorked it all. I listened to Luke's message, his guitar pieces, and was so touched by his strumming coupled with his angelic-voiced friend who couldn't but add her angelic tones to his strumming. The second song unraveled everything in an instant. Quote, the what the fuck song. Unraveled in an instant, quote, what the fuck, end quote, sang by the Buddhist monk and Taoist fakir. What the fuck? I laughed so hard, sang along as I paced back and forth like a lioness. After a jovial message back with gracious thanks for contributing to my upliftment after having a good, quote unquote, I don't fucking care scream at the top of my lungs. I then put on my favorite tunes to sing along with the Creep cover by Haley Reinhardt for Postmodern Jukebox. Others followed by some serious dancing with moves that came out of thin air. Anyhow, sleep beckons, and already our moon, sun, and stars are whispering my name for our morning commune. I love you, my sweet, sweet girl. You are magnificent. So, that's how I deal with a panic attack. And as I allow all of that to happen and express it somehow, some way, whether it's the song, singing or dancing or screaming, it so helps. And I must actually, I wish to add on to this as well. I had, there was another one. And one might think, gosh, man, you're like, you know, talking about this, and therefore the law of attraction is going to give you more of it. And I thought about that, and oftentimes I have thought about that. So I've not shared things that were adverse, though I got through them, for fear of attracting to myself more situations like that. But you know what? That paradigm is dead. It's gone. And it is a great honor and duty to share how I get through these things I feel. So, and the thing is, I am fully cognizant of the fact, just like the bees I was talking about, that I might have another panic attack. And that's fine. It's totally okay. And actually the one I had the other day was really unnerving, and it was 2 nights ago, and I sat on my, I was on the bed, lights out, listening to my earlier recordings of the masters. Had my legs kicked up against the wall, as I usually do at night, and it wasn't working. So I just wanted to feel good in that instant. Now, this is going to be another conversation about addiction and that whole energy, because I think it's really important to share. But what I did was get my feet off the wall, stop listening, and go directly to the freezer, where there was a chocolate bar waiting for me, a milk chocolate bar. I didn't get the dark one, I got the milk one, because that's what I really wanted. And why is that even anything to mention? Because I practice eating close to nature as possible, so plant-based, and in fact lately it's been without the addition of salt, oil, sugar. Not completely, not like solidly, you know. Sometimes I'll pop in a pinch of salt and put sugar in my chai tea, that sort of thing. It's not rigid anymore. However, and again, I will do a video about addiction, because over the last year, I've, for lack of a better way of saying it, we've become friends. The addiction energy and I have become friends, and finally allowed that to integrate. Anyways, another video. So I go get the chocolate bar, and And I go back and to my bed, and I kick my legs up against the wall. And I put the bar under my back to warm it up. And I'm so cognizant of the energy of addiction, so I talk to it. I talk to myself. Well, addiction is myself, right? It's all energy. Anyways, so I place it under my back to warm it up, and I bless it as I bless my food. I bless it and I love it and I thank it. That bar of chocolate, I thank it for giving me what in that moment I needed, which was solely, I want to feel better. So yes, it's an instant gratification, but so incredibly conscious of my every single movement, every single breath, everything. So where I would have normally inhaled the thing, I broke it in half. It was warmed, and I broke it in half. I took a bite. I just enjoyed the heck out of it. Slowly, slowly. So delicious, so wonderful. And I even held, bits in my mouth so that they would melt, and I could enjoy them even further. I had no need to get more or anything like that. It's not a pang of guilt or shame, neither in the morning after I woke up, because addiction, that energy is, you get the temporary we get the instant gratification. That's why we do such things. And though it's temporary, and that's what keeps us coming back for more, in this instance, it was quite neat. And admittedly, I did it earlier in the week too. I'm not sure if it was with that panic attack, and perhaps I had 3 then. But it's all okay. And whereas before, I'd have been like, oh, you did it, you did the thing, and so scared that I would do it again and be like, no, I can't do it again. Then it would turn into a thing like, doing it, oh, once a week is fine or whatever, and then it would turn into every 3 days, and then every day, and then you know how addiction goes. So, not a pang of guilt or shame or embarrassment or fear, nothing. And then I went on I carried on listening to the recording. Felt so at peace, so much ease, so much grace, so much love. And then I fell asleep, and I woke up, and it was still there. It was still there. All of the, not all of the stuff. The charge had come down, but wasn't totally gone. So I walked, and I had said to myself the truth that night, that come hell or high water, we go out and we walk in the morning, no matter what. So I did. Right. Sorry, I'm just remembering now. And it wasn't gone. I felt at ease in the night time, but there was still a charge. So I got outside, and like I wanted to sprint, but instead I walked, and I walked hard like a lioness. Again, I walked, and I even roared like an animal. I wanted to scream. However, I didn't want to wake anybody up and think that there was something really bad going on. It's 5:30 in the morning. and I'm still in the neighborhood. Anyways, it's about halfway into my walk before I realize that I'm breathing really deeply. And then I start to calm down. I start to calm down just before I reach the darkest part. And in my mind I say, what is it? I only know this from Gangster's Paradise. I don't know the actual biblical version. As I walk into the shadow in the valley of death. And I got into this, it's like a valley, the reservoir. I got down there and I just started crying. I started crying and crying and crying. And it was all coming out. There I was, conversing with myself, same way as the letter. And then halfway around this reservoir, I go to get a tissue from my pocket, and as I do that, as I pull my hand out, I see something white having come out of my pocket, and I look at it, and I was like, is that a feather? And so I had to kind of step in some water. And oh yeah, it rained tons the night before, tons. Anyways, I picked it up. It was indeed a white feather. Oh, and the peace and relief that came from that, because that is symbolic of many things, but it represents a certain spirit that I just, in that moment, it was like dying and going into heaven with that spirit. So I thanked her for being with me. And then, and I was like, there's a feather in my pocket. I had forgotten completely that I had put it there myself the other day when I was walking with my sister along the port. So then I have both hands in my pocket, and I realize there's a second one. Jesus. Literally. There's two of them. And that just, in a greater state of elation, so happy. And I feel around, and I remember that I put three. There were 3 feathers in my pocket, but the third one, okay, it's gone. So I'm walking along, and I'm feeling so at ease. I'm feeling so great. I'm walking along, and I'm nearly back. And I've got my hoodie on, so my peripheral vision isn't that great, or is limited, let's say. And at some point I notice something on my left sleeve. It's on my upper left sleeve. And it's the 3rd feather. I don't know how long it's been there, but it stayed. And there again was my trine, Jesus, Mary, and her, the Spirit. So I hope that me sharing this so ever so candidly with you offers you solace, offers you peace, and you feel the love that I have for you, which only can come from the love that I have for myself. So, with that, great blessings to you. May you have a beautiful day. May you just tune into your own heart and love fiercely, because that's all there is. God bless you. I love you more than words can convey.